This is Behind the Game, Episode 7. Today, as I record this, marks the 30-year anniversary of Game 1 of the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals, Chicago versus back-to-back NBA champion Detroit. The Bulls owned the number 1 seed in the East thanks to a dominant 61-21 record. Chicago brought out the broom to dispose of Round 1 opponents, New York, 3-0. The Bulls then handed Sir Charles and his 76ers a gentleman's sweep, eliminating Philly from the Eastern Conference semi-finals in 5 games. The Pistons, meanwhile, entered the playoffs as the East's 3rd seed at 50-32. Their record was misleading, however, as team captain Isaiah Lord Thomas III underwent surgery on his right wrist in late January. He ultimately missed 32 games. The team went 18-14 in his absence, returning to the Pistons lineup in early April. Detroit went the distance in round 1, holding off Dominique Wilkins' Hawks 3-2. The ageing Boston Celtics extended Detroit to 6 games in the Eastern Conference semi-finals before finally bowing out. For context, Chicago and Detroit had met in each of the previous 3 postseasons. In 1988, it was the Eastern Conference semis. The Pistons advanced 4-1. In 1989, Chicago went one better, meeting Detroit in the conference finals. However, the Pistons prevailed 4-2. In 1990, Chicago took Detroit to the brink of extinction in the Eastern Conference Finals before Detroit's experience and a deciding Game 7 at the Palace of Auburn Hills saw the Pistons advance to and win the NBA Finals for the 2nd time in a row. The Eastern Conference Finals in 1991, whilst often physical, were largely a non-event. Chicago cruised to a 3-0 lead, with the opportunity to close out the series in Detroit and advance to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. The bruising nature of the series was punctuated in the second quarter of Game 4 as Scottie Pippen drove to the hoop, only to be confronted by 2 of the men responsible for Detroit's iconic Bad Boys moniker.
And Scottie Pippen up for a beautiful backdoor pass for Pippen, and he is walloped, and that will be a flagrant foul. And it's getting very, very tough out there. Again, an unnecessary hit taken by the Pistons as Scottie Pippen was racked up.
A great backdoor play that the Bulls love to run, and they really let the guy have it, and then Rodman did push him.
I think that's a clear-cut cheap shot. No question, clear-cut. Foul was called on Laimbeer, and you'll see the combination of Pippen goes to the drive. It's Rodman from behind and Laimbeer from the side. The Chicago Bulls bench started to make a move toward the court, led by Phil Jackson.
Down 23 points with less than 5 minutes left in Game 4, Pistons coach Chuck Daly subbed out Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. Detroit's reign as NBA champion was over. With under 10 seconds left in the series, most of the Pistons left the floor, not waiting around for the final buzzer. Less than a handful remained to congratulate the Bulls on their victory. Post-game, Daly said, quote, "At this point, I think Chicago's a better club than we are. Any club that can handle us 4 straight deserves to go to the finals." From the ever-philosophical coach of the Bulls, Phil Jackson, quote, "To say that this is unexpected, to sweep this team, is an understatement. But after losing to this team for 3 years, I think we deserve a shot." Michael Jordan added, quote, "We wanted to go through Detroit. There can't be any tarnish now on what we do from here on in because we went through Detroit." The day after the Pistons were eliminated, in a cleverly titled headline of "Foregone Conclusion," the Detroit Free Press printed that the Pistons were just the 4th team in NBA history through 1991 to have their championship reign end with a sweep the following year. The others, the 1957 Philadelphia Warriors and the 1983 and 1989 Los Angeles Lakers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, years of frustration finally put to rest, the Bulls looked towards the 1991 NBA Finals, the beginning of a magical run that would result in 6 championships in 8 years.